contract renewal time, so think about if this is where you still want to be. We can try and negotiate a better deal here, but we also have the chance to look elsewhere.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with Aston Martin, episode number 25 today for the Belgium Grand Prix Season 2, round number 9. If you of course missed the previous video, a very controversial race at Hungary, make a note, check that out and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're currently renegotiating our contract. We're going to put medium demands through. 7.5 million. I would have gone high, but I want to try and give them a little bit of money so they can upgrade HQ, which they haven't done so far. But yes, we might as well we'll go for a power map, and we're not really looking at a resource point reduction, because there's no point, because all we can put on, we're actually almost maxed out currently on aero upgrades and sashi upgrades as well now. We're soon going to be maxing out on powertrain upgrades, so there's all that's left is durability upgrades to do. That's not a joke. I'm not a joke. You can see there on your screen, all locked out because the HQ is not for Spec 3, which is really annoying. So yes, to the engine we're going to put another fuel efficiency upgrade. Not that it matters anyway in a 25% race. So that did come through. We've got a supplier upgrade as well from Mercedes. We've got one more fuel efficiency upgrade, and it's raining again. Just to point out, this is going to be a horrific race, but yes, we've got one more fuel efficiency upgrade, and I think we're going to be maxed out on the engine side already. So that line is going to be very flat until the end of the season, unless Aston Martin pull their fingers out of their backsides and actually upgrade HQ for once. But in terms of Williams, are closing in a rapid pace on us. Like, we wouldn't know. Obviously we've had this that line isn't representative, because of course the first 4 races this season we were running on the previous performance patch, where we were the second fastest team, ahead of a Red Bull, and now of course if Red Bull got given a bit of a lift, Red Bull were actually lower than that. McLaren are starting to fall behind Ferrari as well, but we'll see. McLaren have been very good, Ferrari not so far in this career mode. Alpine have dropped below Williams. AlphaTauri have dropped below Aston Martin now, although Gasly has still been able to score points at parts in the year. Anyway, moving to qualifying then. It's dry for qualifying, so we'll see what we can do. Belgium, well, this was actually the one and only place that I did take a poll. The one and only poll that I did take on F1 2020 career mode out of 89 episodes. We don't talk about that. But anyway, we're down in P16, so it's going well as usual. Well, behind the Williams, that's alarming, because we should be behind the Williams, but yet the fact of the matter is we are behind the Williams. We're that slow through the middle sector. First sector though is actually where we're the strongest for me personally. Obviously it is just about getting the fastest speed down the Kemmel Straight. You see we're 2/10 up on the Williams, at least through sector 1. Making some time as we drop into sector 2. This is where I lose all the time. Lose a bit, actually gain a little bit of time on the curb there. I can understeer there. You notice we lost time there, so we had to try and make that corner. That curb on the exit there, on that previous curb I was talking about, that is a killer. Puon is dreadful on this year's game, I'm not going to lie. You have to break the AI are able to go through the speed of sound. I like that one corner at Zandvoort, which will be in tomorrow's episode. Those 2 corners, like, the AI can go through the speed of sound. I could not go through at the speed of sound, so that needs to be adjusted, Codemasters. But anyway, we're about a 10th and a bit up on our previous best time, 4.5 tenths slower than Russell through sector 2. You can see there how much time we've lost just in sector 2 alone, 6 tenths to Russell, so that is not really great. Final sector is okay for me. It's not as good as the first sector, but we do gain some time on some of the AI at least. Through the final corner up to the line, it's 2 tenths improved, not good enough, and it's only P15. Bottas on pole, so can Mercedes resurge themselves? They haven't won a race since the 4th round of the season. We're down in P15 in a Williams sandwich, not where you want to be, so it's going to be tough, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what we can do. It's time for the race.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019 Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a 4.35 mile tour of the Ardennes countryside with 9 right corners and 10 left corners, giving us a grand total of 19. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in these conditions, we won't be seeing anything like that today. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez and Leclerc, Norris, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Sainz, Tsunoda, George Russell and Aston Martin, Giovinazzi, Joe, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin, Vettel and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I'm not entirely sure if we'll get points, but strategy's going to be a no stop, but it won't be a no stop because it is going to probably dry out at some point throughout the 11 laps we have. So yes, favourite lights then for the Belgian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go, and it's actually an okay start. We're going to shove out Russell on the side, so we're going to get ahead of him, dive down the inside of a couple of cars. We'll try and go thread it down the inside of Leclerc as well. Norris is going to come back at us on the outside. We're unable to keep that position, and we have to retain P9 as Alonso now has a look at us, trying to go around the outside. There's so much understeer in this car, and well, Sainz actually goes through on Alonso. We'll get a replay of that as well. There's contact with Sainz apparently. I'm not really sure what was going on there. This is what was going on with Sainz. Oh, ever so slightly light contact. I hope it doesn't look like there should be any damage, but you never know on this year's game with simulation damage. Well, up at the front then, here's a Mercedes 1-2. Something we haven't had for a couple of races in this career mode. Mercedes were completely dominant in season 1, but Red Bull of course are just behind, and McLaren as well. As we're watching Sebastian Vettel, our teammate, we've already got past him, and well, he is out of the race. Seb, I don't know if he's actually going to retire or not at the end of the season, this season in our career mode, because he hasn't had a great time of it. As Sainz has another go at us, but we're going to keep the foot in. Sainz is wayward, and now there's contact with Alonso there. There was definitely contact with Alonso there as we look back. And then Sainz comes back at us again at the bus stop. Alonso definitely has some sort of damage there, and Sainz is actually going to lose out to Ocon as well at the bus stop. So Sainz has tried to gain 1 position, has lost out 2 in the end, and now we're just having a drag race with Alonso on the Kemmel Straight. We're given the space on the inside, but we take the outside line to give us the inside for the next corner. We retain P9, but we're so slow in this car. It is got absolutely no pace at all in the wet conditions. As Alonso has another go down the inside. I think there was contact there between our front. I think that might be on the damaged thing. No damage for us indicated, but we never know with simulation damage, as we're all contact again with Alonso. As I say, we're unable to really keep. There's what wheel banging now as well, and yes, I think Alonso's finally coming in. He's finally run out of front wing, and I think something's happened. Oh, we're going to get a replay of this. There was a little bit of banging again, not totally in control, and then, oh my goodness grief, he's dragged Ocon into the pit lane with him. I've seen them crash with each other, but I've never seen them drag each other in the pit lane. As Sainz and Tsunoda have a go at me in the bus stop again. We are really slow on these inters, just got having absolutely no pace at all. Really, and that allows Russell to have a go, as does Tsunoda. They made contact twice as Russell got on the curbing there. That's going to allow Tsunoda to fall back into the prey of Sainz. But we're going to come in at the end of lap 7 then for a set of soft tyres, because it is that time of the track where the track looks wet but it's actually dry enough for slick tyres. Not realistic, as I said before, but nevertheless, hopefully we can have better pace on the soft tyres than we've had on the inters, because the inters were absolutely dreadful pace there. 2.8 second stop, that's a little bit more realistic. I mean, I know they put 2.3, but I mean, this is Aston Martin. Russell comes out right behind us, as does Sainz as well. We'll get, as we move up into P12, but I'm sure we'll be moving up as everybody makes their pits, and now it starts to look dry. The Sainz comes out the pits and he's going slowly, and I think he's got a glitch where the pit limiter gets stuck on after the AI leaves the pits, as Russell now is having to go around the outside of Pool, and we're not having any of that on lap number 8. It is still a little bit wet out there, but in these conditions the AI just thinks it's dry, so they're able to go at supersonic speeds compared to myself, who was struggling going wide. But all of that has changed. Bottas still leads, but Verstappen I think is second, ahead of Ricciardo at third. Hamilton has dropped to fourth, ahead of Leclerc now in fifth. Gasly in sixth. Perez has lost out big time, seventh, as well as Russell has a go at us on lap number 9 at the end of the Camel Straight. DRS now in operation as well, but nothing doing there. Sainz has finally got past Guan Yu Zhou and will probably be coming to join us, and there he is, as Russell has a go around the outside of turn 1. That's going to allow Sainz to get the switchback move on Russell and move up into P10. So Sainz has lost out. He's going to have a go down the inside for Eau Rouge, but nothing doing there. But now he's going to have DRS. He's closing in all the time, Sainz. So he's going to go around the outside this time. I'm going to try and defend the inside. We're going to have to show him off. There's no turning whatsoever there. As well as our Sainz down our inside with bang wheels here, lap number 10. Through the middle sector, we're going to try and hold it through, as there's contact between Sainz and Russell behind, as well as Russell tries to go around the outside of Sainz, and Sainz is now up or inside into Pouon, and there's nothing we can do, and Russell tries the same. As I said, these tyres, I've just got no absolute. This has been a dreadful race. We've lost P9 now, 2 Sainz. It's really annoying. Guan Yu Zhou is having a go at Russell, so that should hopefully secure us P10 and one measly pathetic point in the championship. But as Bottas wins, yes, the pace just definitely wasn't there, as we can't even make the final corner, and we've lost our point. What a disastrous ending. I don't understand. The problem was that it was still slightly wet, but the AI treated it as though we're able to go at speeds as if it was dry. So that was the huge problem with this race. Never mind the fact that the intermediate tyre pace as well was just dreadful, and we're almost, well, getting to a point where we were half a lap behind, which is absolutely inexcusable, even in the Aston Martin car that we have at the moment. So yes, because of that, I mean, we would have lost if we would have might have stayed ahead of Perez if we got stayed P9, but it doesn't really matter anyway. He's in a Red Bull, we're in a pathetic Aston Martin these days. We might be able to hold on to P4 in the championship, but it's not a great outlook really for this car. We need the HQ to upgrade so we can upgrade the facilities, upgrade the car, and have a better time of it. Zandvoort's up next as well. I don't have high hopes, even though we did win there in season 1, unless we get a crazy race like we did last time. We're really going to be the next big chance is for points is Italy next week. Italy, Singapore, and then Mexico and Brazil, the final 2 episodes. Those are the 4 opportunities out of the remaining 7 races. 4 points, I think. So yes, but if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more episodes of the Driver Career as and when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.